Good morning, students. Still 100 more students need to join. Right, let them join. In the meanwhile, good morning, students. I think 100 more students need to join. Let them join. We'll start. In the meanwhile, in the Google Classroom that I want to show you, I think this is the classwork section of our second year CSE. Here you could able to see for the subject object-oriented programming. We are posting both the slides as well as the video. What we are doing the screen recording as well as the slide what we are using in the presentation are being posted, as well as the assignment also. You check that assignment. See that these many number of students still have not performed the assignment. Okay, only 6 students have submitted the assignment. So complete the assigned work, because we are working in the remote culture. It is your self-discipline that you need to project here. Here we should not turn up to communicate again and again. Okay, still 152 students need to complete the assignment. Only 6 students have completed. The practice what you are going to do here in terms of assignment or exam, all of them will result in a very good career profile for you. That's it, not more than that. Okay, so complete this as early as possible. Next, actually this is a subject which is having a pair of a laboratory also, but what would be the role of laboratory here? I suggest the students you start working with the manual what we have mentioned over there. Course notes come workbook 1. I have mentioned this, right? So if you are going to click this, it will take to you the manual page of Java. You will have a document. The document consists of, so it's a raw file. So here you could able to see Java manual. Here you could have a set of programs already being packed for the respective subject. So kindly download this, start doing what are all the programs that we have given over there. You have sample programs as well as the programs that what you need to do. Everything will be available in the manual. Start doing these things. Weekly try to show us some progress. Okay, so that's also being based on your self-discipline only. How much you are going to contribute for this paper, that much distance that you are reducing for your placement. That's it. Okay, so that is the thing also that we want to incorporate here. And next, so notes is available, as well as teachers have posted the other notes also. Ebook is available. Utilize all those resources, study properly, and get pass marks in your weekly tests. So you aim for the full mark. Ultimately, you could be able to fall in any one of the range. So do not aim for pass mark. Aim for the full mark. Ultimately, you will fall in any one of the category, right? So these are all related to academic activities that you have to perform, and you have to meet these requirements. Okay, you have to meet these requirements. So please remember that you have to meet these requirements, right? Coming back to today's session. Today's session is going to be like your maths class. So I suggest all the students to take pen and paper with you. We are going to revise unit 1 in terms of programming. You are not going to write any program, okay? No need to worry. I am going to show you the program. I am going to give you the values. You have to substitute the values in the program, and you need to find out what the program is doing. Normally we will give the question and we will ask you to write the program. Here, instead of that, we are going to give you the program input values. You need to find out the output by substituting those input values in the program, and by seeing the output you need to convey what this program is doing, or what is the nature of the program, what is the logic of the program, that you have to convey. Okay, so that is the point. So have pen and paper with you, right? So those who have traced the logic, just to open the mic and convey, right? So don't use chat. So here we can have a interaction session. Otherwise, people who are suffering to write programs, it is a cure for you, right? It is a methodology that it will make you to write programs when we are going to work with any tough applications. So for that, this type of exercises will help us. So I have incorporated unit 1 revision within this type of exercise, because we are going to revise the types of functions, what we have discussed, types of operators, what we have discussed. Okay, so likewise, types of control structures, what we have discussed, data types, what we have visited. So likewise, everything has been shuffled into this nutshell, and you are going to evaluate yourself, right? So have pen and paper with you. I am going to show you the program in the slide, as well as I am going to orally tell you what is the value that you are going to substitute in the program, and you need to trace the logic of the program, right? Any one of you can open the mic and convey it. I'll type the values in the chat box, okay? Even though I will be announcing in the mic, but apart from that, I will type the values or type the inputs in the chat box also. This is your first program. Public Boolean sleep in. You have two parameters, weekday and vacation. Both of them are Boolean only. I am having a if control structure. It's returning true for condition, and it's returning false also. What this program is doing when you are going to supply the value. Okay, so please take it down. First input. That means here you are having two arguments, right? Weekday and vacation. There are two arguments you are passing. So for the first input, false comma false, this is the argument you are passing. You have to find out what is the output of this program. Tell me what it will return. False comma false. I request any one of the teacher to type this input in the chat box. False comma false. This is the first input. What is the output of the program? What it will yield? Any one of the student, if you have solved, just to open the mic and convey.
True.
Very good. It is yielding true. Very good. Second input for the same program. Second input. True comma false.
False.
Very good. So true comma false will yield you false. Next input. False comma true.
True.
Very good. So now you have received a 3 sets of inputs and 3 sets of outputs. Okay. By that, any one of you can conclude what this program is doing, or what is the logic of this program. That's the question. The response time is very, very important here, right? That will judge your salary package. Don't worry about others who cannot able to do it immediately, right? On practice, it will come. Because this type of exercise, first time you are doing in your course, nothing to worry, but solve it. That's very important. How we are getting this value. When I'm going to use false comma false, how I am getting true. When I'm going to use true comma false, how false is going to coming. When I'm going to use false comma true, how true is coming. You must know those traceability. Okay. Yes. Any one of you can convey what this program is doing, or what is the logic of this program, or in a very commercial way, write a Java program to dash what it is doing. That's what I'm asking. Yes. Louder, louder. I think it's not audible. Make it to be clear. Yes, please.
If condition we are using not weekday, okay, so
Okay.
And we are using logical also.
Okay.
Logical or vacation. If we put false or comma false as parameters, it will not weekday means it will true.
Okay.
Logical or false means it will return true. So.
Okay.
By this logic, we are getting true false.
I need in a proper sentence, proper English sentence, if it is possible to convey, because it's already being visible to us, right? What you have conveyed, what the logic is trying to do. That's what my question.
So shall I?
Yeah, please.
So first we are finding whether it's a holiday or not.
Very good.
We are giving input as whether it's a weekday or a vacation.
Very good.
It's not a weekday, maybe or a Sunday or a Saturday.
Okay.
It may be weekday, but it can be also vacation.
Okay.
So those are the parameters. In if condition, we are giving if it is not a weekday or vacation, we can return it's a holiday.
Very good.
Else false, it's not a holiday.
Very good. That could be the trace, and I think 2 members have tried and they have come up with the answer, right? So that's to be appreciated. See whether it is right or wrong. First we have to open the mic and speak. That will be the courage, right? So we have a lot of incidences are here. So to come forward will grab you an offer, right? So that's the strength first. Then we could be able to do the things correctly. So this could be the thing that what you had conveyed. This is the answer, right? That it's available on your screen. Just you go through that. Okay, the parameter weekday is true if it is a weekday, and the parameter vacation is true if we are on vacation, right? We sleep in is the function name if it is not a weekday, or we are on vacation, so that it will return true if we sleep in. So these are all the inputs possible for you, right? So I think you could be able to understand what we are ready to take it today. Yes, everyone, you could be able to understand that what we are ready to converge. So here you have learnt your operators. Here you have learnt the usage of Boolean data type. Here you have learnt a type of what category of function here we are using. Anyone? Anyone of you open the mic and convey what category of function we are using here? Yes, it's a
with argument and with return type, sir.
Very good. With argument and with return type. right? So these are all the learnings from this problem, as well as logical building, right? If we are ready to convey this question means then you are improving in your logical building section. Okay, so that would be the idea that we are going to carry forward. So here is your second one. Here you have the logic, right? The logic is in your screen. Yes, now I am going to give you the input. Okay, first input 19. Tell me what is the output. 19, 19.
No, sir.
Yes, yes. What's the answer?
No, sir.
Very good. If I am going to supply 10, 10, what is the answer?
20, sir.
Very good. If I am going to supply the input 21.
0.
So you have 3 sets of input and 3 sets of output. Convey what is the logic.
Sir, in what public input, given the int, sir, n is equal to 19, for example, 19, sir.
Okay.
And then it is going to if condition, sir. If n is that thing, that condition, if it is true, that means it satisfies the condition, it will return 21 minus n. And here the value of n is 19 and it will return the result, sir.
Okay.
If it does not satisfy the condition, it will go to the else part and it will return the another condition n minus 21 into 2, sir.
Okay. So I need the, likewise in the previous program, I need in a proper sentence. That what I have shown in the previous content. Very good try. That you have traced it very good. But I need it in the proper sentence. That is what I expect, people are expecting. Yes, any one of you. So this is the way to improve our logical building. We are ready to substitute and find out what is the output. Then we know how to trace the logic, right? In the same way, we have to prepare ourselves to write the logic. Yes, what this program is doing.
Sir, if the number is less than 21, the number is getting subtracted by 21, sir. If the number is greater than 21, the 21 is subtracted by the number and multiplied by 2, sir.
Yes, somewhat. Very good. Yes. Any other want to convey the answer? Any other answers? Yes? Okay. So, yeah, please. Someone have opened the mic? Okay, I think I will show you the answer. So this is what the question is. So I think the student who spoke second have reached at most. So it will return the absolute difference between n and 21, except it will return double. The absolute difference if it is over 21, right? So this is the way that sentences are being coined. If you are ready to give the semantically correct meaning, no issues, right? So that's the idea on this. Okay. Right. Here goes your next one. So this is the place that we are using the predefined package, math.absolute. The role of absolute that everyone will know. Here is, you have the program. Now, first input for this program, it is receiving only one input. First input 93. What is the output? Yes. So math.abs will compute the absolute value of a number. It will truncate signs. I am substituting. Yes, please.
True.
Very good. True. If I am going to substitute 93, I will get true. Okay. Now I am going to substitute 90.
Yeah, true. True, sir.
Very good. If I am going to substitute 89.
False. False, sir.
Very good. So I have 3 sets of input and 3 sets of output. Trace and tell me what this function is doing.
Sir, first, we have declared that the function will return a Boolean value.
Okay.
And we are giving the integer value, and it is checking that whether it is subtracting and checking whether the number is less than 10 or not. If it is less than 10, it will return true, else it will return false. And simultaneously it is performing an OR operation which is dealing with the 200 minus n, which means 200 minus the given number. And if the result is less than or equal to 10, it will return true. It will return true or false. And performing the Boolean operation, that is true or false. There is true, logical or false. The result will appear as true or false.
Okay, that is the traceability of the program. Very good. I need it in a simple sentence. Any one of you.
Comparing the difference between the two numbers with the tensor.
Okay. Any other improved version of the content what she said? Anyone?
So we are finding whether the given input is near to 100 plus or minus.
Okay, I think I have given it to the function name, but as a sentence while we are going to write, it could be the content. So given an integer, it will return true if it is within 10 of 100 or 200. Okay, so it is ready to round it in that case. 10 of 100 or 200. Right? So for your reference. Next question. So this is the given function. You are having 3 inputs. Okay. First input. That means first set of input. I am going to tell you 3 values for A, B, C. 13, 1, 3. 20, 2, 0. 10, 1, 0. So again I will be conveying you 13, 20, 10. What is the result?
True, sir.
Very good. Next set of input. 20, 2, 0. 19, 1, 9. 10, 1, 0. So 20, 19, 10.
True, sir.
Very good. Next set of input. 20, 2, 0. 10, 1, 0. 13, 1, 3.
True, sir.
Yes, very good. So you have 3 sets of input and 3 sets of output. Convey what this program is doing.
So the program is finding whether any of the input A, B or C is between 13 and 19.
Yes, very good. So that could be the case. So we'll say that a number is teen, right? So that could be the actual caption. It's teen. If it is in the range 13 to 19, inclusive, that matters a lot. Okay, 13 to 19, inclusive. Okay, so that could be the idea. So, and also you have to convey these conditions also. Given 3 int values, return true if one or more of them are teen. Okay, so that's the caption and word that you need to use along with. for your reference. Next question. Yes. First set of input. You are here. We are going to supply two inputs. 8, 13. 8, 13. 8, 1, 3. Two inputs. Very good. Second set of input. 13, 8. 1, 3, 8.
13, sir.
No. Thirteen, 8.
8, sir.
Very good. Next set of input. 13, 7.
7, sir.
13, 7. What's the answer?
7, sir. 0.
Yes, 0 is the answer. Okay. Now you have 3 sets of input and 3 sets of output. Find out what this logic is doing. I appreciate the students.
Finding the positive difference, sir.
Yes, yes.
Finding the positive difference between the two numbers.
Okay. That's the thing that the role of absolute will do. I need in some more improved sentence. I need your answer in some more improved sentence. I appreciate the students who are all speaking. Very good. Yes? Anyone? Just come forward. Could be right or wrong. Ready to speak. Try to improve your communication skill here. Yes?
Yeah, it's finding which A or B, which is closer to 10.
Okay, so
And 7 and 13 both are 3 apart from 10. So,
okay, so that could be the logic. So instead of using the term, because I have given us the function name close 10, you could able to use that. The correct term to use is nearest to 10. Okay. So this could be the question for this. So we are supplying two integer values. It will return whichever value is nearest to the value 10, or else it will return 0. In the event of a tie, that's the important case, right? So if it is going to be a tie, that means both are going to be fall in the same category. In that case, it will return 0. So that's the case, and here goes your next program. So depending upon the function name that you have to convey the answer here onwards, right? Try to improve that. You have a clue in the function name. Use that function name, coin your logic with that, and convey. Okay. First set of input. True, true. What is the output?
true, sir.
Very good. False, false. What is the output?
True, sir.
Very good. True, false.
False.
Very good. Now you have 3 sets of input and 3 sets of output. What this logic is doing? You have to convey in the proper sentence.
Both A and B smiles, or both A and B not smiles, it's true, sir. Either of the A and B not smiles, then it is false, sir. The same condition means true, sir.
Okay.
Different conditions mean it is false, sir.
Okay, so you can incorporate monkey and smile and you convey the answer. I think the first student have conveyed you only using smile. I need the answer in terms of monkey and smile. Convert these guys, substitute these 2 words and convey the answer.
So if 2 monkey smiles or 2 monkey not not smiling, then it's true, sir. If either of the monkey smiles and other do not smile, then it's false, sir.
Okay, so that could be the case, right? So that is the way that you have to interpret the way the question. Okay, once you know how to interpret the question, it is very easy for you to write the program. That's it, not more than that. And this is your answer, right? So we have two monkeys, A and B. The parameters A smile and B smile indicate if each is smiling. We are in trouble, right? See the word. We are in trouble if they are both smiling, or if neither of them is smiling. Return true if we are in trouble, right? That's the reason why monkey trouble. The two words are being coined over on this sentence. Okay, so I need a feedback from you. How about this session? How it is going? Well, shall we take it like this for revision, or we will go in some other mode? I need a feedback.
This is okay, sir.
Okay, it's okay, fine.
Interesting, sir.
Thank you. So even it would be helpful for the students, sir, I don't know how to write or how to create logic. So that's not brainy for me. For those students, it would be more helpful, right? You know, if you know how to trace the logic, automatically you could able to write the program on your own, right? This could be a exercise. Even on your free time, you could able to take such type of problems and try to find out. Instead of writing the program, by seeing the question, by writing the program, take the program, assign yourself some random values, find out the answer, and trace out why this output is coming. If you know the process, ultimately you know the derivative of the program, right? So that's the idea behind this exercise. And here goes your next question. So here onwards, try to convey the answer in terms of the function name, what I have conveyed. So your inputs are, first input, I am going to supply true, 6. What is the answer? Multiple conditions are here. Role of logical and logical are relational operators. Parenthesis is also an operator here, right? You must know the operator precedence here. Which operator need to be evaluated first? That's also a very big learning here. What's the answer? True, 6. First argument is true. Second argument is number 6.
True, sir.
Very good. Answer is true. Second set of input. Second set of input. True, 7.
False, sir.
Very good. Third set of input. False, 6.
False, sir.
Very good. Now you have 3 sets of input and 3 sets of output. Convey in the proper sentence what this program is doing.
Sir, the first thing is the parent should not talk, sir. If the parent speaks, then we are in trouble, sir. That one should be true always. Then if the parent speaks less than 7 hours and more than 20 hours, then we are in trouble, sir.
Very good. You have reached at most. Any other student could be able to convey the improved version what she had conveyed? Any other student? Yes? Anyone could have a try? Almost she conveyed. But anyone who want to convey? Yes? Fine. I think no response. We'll take it forward. Some more programs are there. This could be your question. We have a loud talking parrot. Okay. The hour parameter is the current hour time in the range 0 to 23. We are in the trouble if the parrot is talking and the hour is before 7 or after 20. Return true if we are in trouble. Right. So that could be the thing. Almost she conveyed. Very good. So, and this goes your next program. Here we are going to supply 3 inputs. First set of input 1, -1, false. 1, -1, false. What is the answer?
True, sir.
Very good. Next set of input -1, 1, false.
True, sir.
Very good. Next set of input -4, -5, true.
True, sir.
Very good. Now you have 3 sets of input and 3 sets of output. Convey what this logic is doing.
Sir, it returns true if one is negative and one is positive, sir.
Okay. Very good. Be completing. So you have conveyed at most. Still one more sentence that we have to close. Yes. Any other student? There is an exception is there. That's the reason why the logics are given both else, even in else. What is the exception? What is the exception in the parameter? Yes, please. Yes, I'll convey. I think something that you need practice on this. So first one, that what she had conveyed is correct. Except if the parameter negative is true, then return true only if both are negative, right? So that's also the exception that you have to convey, right? So you have to analyze the logic in all the possible way, not only in one direction, right? And also I'll be telling you, you are learning software testing here as well as an important subject. It's a subdomain of software engineering. If you could be able to substitute input and find out the logic, you could be able to find out for some of the inputs the logic may not work properly and it may not give you the correct answer. That's also a content in software testing. Pertaining to Java, you have a tool called JUnit. Okay, JUnit. It is available as well as built in your IBM Eclipse. That is the reason why I suggested you in the beginning of the session itself. Please install IBM Eclipse in your laptop or desktop and start using. In that, today you please go and search for JUnit. Okay, so JUnit is the testing framework. Simply you write a program. So you could be able to get a lot of tutorial. Even I will tell you in some other session also. Write a simple program to add 2 numbers. You are going to pass 2 numbers from the main. A user defined function is there. It will perform addition. It will return the result to the main. For this program, how this JUnit can be used. So what are all the possible values that that you need to supply? You no need to do anything. You no need to supply any values. JUnit will take care of supplying arguments to the function and it will give you the report. If I am going to supply these values, your program is not working. See, syntactically your programming is correct. Semantically, for these inputs, your program is not giving output. Likewise, it will give you a clear report, right? That's the use of JUnit. So you are behaving as a JUnit. That's it, right? So that's the appreciation for you. Yes. What this logic is doing. The possible inputs. First one, if I am going to supply 3, what is the value? What is the value? If I am supplying 3 as input.
Sir.
Yes, we will get,
True, sir.
yeah, we'll get true. Very good. If I am supplying 10, 1 0.
True, sir.
Very good. If I am supplying 8,
False, sir. False, sir.
okay, you have 3 sets of input and 3 sets of output. Find out what this program is doing.
Checking whether the given number is a multiple of 3 or 5.
Improve your answer. You have conveyed 75%, but you have to improve the answer.
Without getting any reminders.
Yeah, I need improved version. Very good. I need improved version. That's what she conveyed. What could be the question?
The given positive number is multiple of 3 or 5. It returns true, sir.
Okay. Right. So if it is going to be the other version, what you are conveyed is correct. The other version is here. So return true if the given non-negative number, instead of using the term positive, I have used a non-negative number. Okay. Non-negative number is a multiple of 3 or a multiple of 5. Okay. So that's the case that we are working with. I think this could be the last one, because almost we have reached the time. So here the input is first input 120 comma minus 1, 120 minus 1, 120.
True, sir.
True, very good. Next input minus 1 comma 120.
True, sir.
Very good. Third set 2 comma 120.
False, sir.
Okay, very good. Now you have 3 sets of input and 3 sets of output. What this program is doing?
Sir, in our input, if 1 is less than 0 and 1 is greater than 100, it will return true, sir.
Okay. So convey in the proper sentence. You have a clue in your function name. Using that you convey.
Temperature, the number is between 0 to...
Yes.
Sir, if the temperature is less than 0 or greater than 100, it is icy hot, sir. It will return true. Else it is false.
Yes. So given 2 temperatures, return true if one is less than 0 and the other is greater than 100. Most of you have conveyed the correct answers only, right? So this could be a try for us, right? So I'll suggest you, students who are feeling tough to write programs, you could have these types of exercise could be practiced, right? So that's what I want to